Hi, Dan here again, showing you the proper way to prepare mushrooms for the pizza line. Mushrooms, if you don't know, are grown in the ground and in dirt, and they come very gritty and dirty. So the first thing you want to do is rinse off all the dirt. So you put the mushrooms in a colander or a screen sieve, and you just get a nice stream of water going on them. Move them around. Then we got our handy dandy cutting board and a large carving knife. Whenever preparing vegetables or cutting things, we use a large carving knife and a cutting board, not a small paring knife. So, when cutting vegetables, the easiest thing to do is give yourself a flat surface. So you could do one of two things. You can just put the mushroom down and slice this, and you want nice thin slices. That is a perfect slice. You don't want big chunky slices. That is not a good slice. Slice right down the middle. And when you're cutting vegetables, you keep the nose of the knife on the cutting board and you rock the knife using the back of the blade to cut the vegetable. You don't do this. You don't do this. Use the back of the blade. Your other hand, you should have your knuckles out, down to protect your fingertips and to hold the vegetable. And then you rock the blade continuously as you cut. And that is the proper way. And then if you have to hold it at the end to get the last piece, that's fine. That's how you cut mushrooms and most vegetables. This is the proper way to cut a jalapeno. You cut off the tip. Then from the bottom up, rocking the knife and cutting at the bottom of the blade, nice thin coins of jalapeno. We want nice uniform cuts, no big thick chunks, and we're gonna go almost all the way to the top, but not quite to the top. Once the slices start having that white ribbing inside where it takes up the whole thing, that's where we stop. So that has a lot of white ribbing, but it's not completely full. The next slice would have been completely solid with white ribbing. So that's where we stop. We don't include the tips, we don't include the stem, but all of the middle of it is nice, thin, perfect slices of jalapeno. This is the proper way to cut a plum tomato. Cut off the ends. Put it upright, cut it in half down the middle. Then cut each half again down their own middle. So now you should have 4 long, thin slices. Then cut those halves into strips. And then cut those strips into little cubes. In an ideal world, you will have a sharper knife. Always use the back of the blade. You get more leverage when you use the back of the blade, and that is how you cut a tomato. This is the proper way to cut an onion. Cut off the ends. Cut a thin slit down the side and peel the top or the top 2 layers until you get rid of any kind of papery skin or slimy skin. And you should be left with a nice, shiny, purple onion. Now take that onion and cut it down vertically. And now you have 2 perfect halves. Now you put those halves down on their flat side, and using your knife, take your time, cut very nice, even, narrow half circles. No big chunks. You want even, consistent cuts so that when we separate them to put on pizza, we have these nice ribbons of onion. That's what we're looking for. We are not looking for something like that. That is wrong. That is not what we want. This is what we want. This is what we don't want.